Hello, everyone. Welcome to our last episode. Looking for something so we can start the show. My computer's not cooperating. Here we go.
Hello and welcome to a Christmas edition of Paranormal Verses with myself, Kell, Ridley, and my wonderful co-host, Michael Kopf.
I'm on this side.
Are you on that side? But you're on this side of me.
Oh, I can make that happen.
Anyway,
there we go. Now I am.
Excellent. But anyway, we're just waiting for Kathrine Sorilos to join us. Just hoping she hasn't forgotten because Michael's been away lately, so he hasn't been able to use his Facebook. So I've got a very forgetful mind of reminding people. So we were just waiting for her to see if she was going to come on. If not, you're going to be stuck with me and Michael and some Christmas questions and people to thank for coming on the show for this year. And like I say, we're getting excited for the next show, next season, which starts in January. So, anyone want to add anything, Michael?
I just feel like why do we tell people stuck with the two of us? I think we're entertaining.
Well, I think we are. Of course are. But I've got to say, I love your t-shirt. Your t-shirt is very, very you.
Merry Grinchmas, everyone.
Yeah. So, what shall we start with?
Well, since it is our year end, we can start with what was our favorite episode of the year? Which one stands out in our memory?
I don't know because there's been quite a few for me. Mike Hassan Rogers, definitely, yeah. I did quite enjoy, even though it was very controversial, the show with oh God, what's his name? My brain's gone tonight. Hang on, just check it. Mark Sargent. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've really enjoyed that show. There's just been so many. There's absolutely been so many. Andy DeCoates, he's always a buzz, and Kathrine, they're regulars to a show. So, yeah, really enjoyed them too.
Yeah, for me, ironically, is a little different. The first show that pops out in my head as the one where we had the most fun was our premiere episode where it was our first time face to face.
That's right.
That was fun for me. Barry Fitzgerald sticks out, and my friend Kathy Tierney Cogliano's episode. And I'm with you on Andy and Kathrine. I love having them on. And the other one that sticks out in my mind actually is John J. Davis.
Oh, God, yeah, that was an amazing one as well. Yeah, we have had a lot of really good shows.
Yeah. Actually, I have to brag and say every one of our episodes is great and worth watching and listening to, but yeah, it's you can't help but be like, certain ones resonate and leave a impact on you more than others. It's just natural.
Yeah, definitely. I think anyway we should go down the list and thank everybody that came on the show this year anyway. So we'll start off by...
We're going to keep in mind here, for those of you who were repeats, we're only going to list your name once.
Yep. So we'll start with Andy Decotes. He was, apart from our premiere episode, he was one of the first ones. Then we went to Ray Savino. And then we had Mike Heston Rogers, which was a really funny show because Michael had to sort of translate a little bit. He had asked the questions because the last time I did a show with him, he couldn't understand a word I was saying. So Michael asked him all the questions and I just sort of stayed silent in the background.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Do you want to continue down the list from there?
I flipped pages. Let's see, that puts us into March, which would be Heather Leigh Langdon, I think her last name was.
Yeah.
And then it was Reverend Kenneth Torres, who also became a repeat guest and a favorite of the show. And on a side note, if you do follow him, our show to you, Kenneth, we are glad you are feeling better and you are healing well. And then we had the paranormal team, Forgotten Explorations, on, and that one was a lot of fun. You actually, I think you were in the chat room for that one.
Yeah, I was off that one.
And then in April, we had Kathrine Sorilos make her first appearance on this show, I believe, of many. And my friend in Scotland, Jockey Solomon McKay.
Yeah.
Back to you, Kell, for May. We didn't have one in May. So June.
We had Brian Laverty on the show, which was good fun because, as we say, we're like busting these chops. After that one, we had Kathy Tiani Cogliano. Is that how you pronounce it? Cogliano. Sorry,
there
the voice.
The great beyond correcting everyone.
I don't need Google to correct anything of mine. I've got Matt in the next room. After Kathy was my friend Craig Morris, a medium from England. And then I think we had, was it Kenneth on next again?
Yep, it was back to Kenneth and then Kathy again.
And then Daryl Evans. He came on.
Catherine came on before Daryl.
Did he? Did she?
She did.
Yeah, right. Don't know why it's not written down.
Because we said we weren't going to do the repeats, and now we're doing the repeats.
Yeah, that's probably why. Then we had John J. Davies, which I was dying to get on for a while. His show was like absolutely astounding.
It was.
Yes. It really was. Past life, well, no, it wasn't. It was a near-death experience. Then we had Colin Saunders, English UFO guy that witnessed a UFO.
And before Colin, you had us, the hosts.
Yeah. I thought we weren't going to list us.
We weren't going to list the repeats either, but, you know, we're live, we're doing it, so let's go.
Yeah. The joys of being live. Then we had Nick Deem, who's a good friend of Andy Decotes. I wasn't on that show, but Matt was. So, and after that was Matt Barron, who's absolutely a wonderful guy, creases me up. And then Mark Sargent, flat earth expert. So that was a fun show. And then I'll let you continue with the rest then, Michael.
Then we had Lala Bright on, who is a face painter, ufologist, I guess you could call her, and medium, psychic, really cool. A lot of fun to talk with. And then we had Barry Fitzgerald on, and that episode we had a lot of fun covering a lot of the paranormal side of Ireland and where he's been. And then we had Anne Shin on, and she did readings for us all, which was really cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. I mean, she touched on things for both me and Matt that we haven't told anybody else, so it's quite intriguing to think of what she came up with. So that was quite good.
Yep, and then we're down to today. So 28 episodes.
Wow. 28 episodes. Are you putting up with me, Michael?
And to put it in perspective, we were originally slated to only be every other, twice a month, every other week. So if you think about that, there's 52 weeks, divide by 2. So we did actually more episodes in season 1 than what the year had for us.
Wow. That's quite impressive. I must admit, I did skip a few myself personally because of ill days, which I've had quite a lot of lately. But for that to be on the show, that is quite good. That is
right,
really good.
And ironically, we even, because I had personal family deals going on, skipped some weeks and made and had to do 2 episodes a week apart here and there, and we still managed to do more than what we had originally anticipated. And so looking back at it, it's like, wow, as busy as we are doing what we're doing, it's amazing the fact that we actually did extra episodes this year for season 1.
Yeah. It is. It's absolutely amazing.
Look at that. Y'all got bonus episodes with us.
Yeah. Huh. So anyway, what's been the highlight of your year?
You mean besides hosting with you?
Sweetie pie. Sure. Oh.
No, actually, that was a highlight. Because it's funny when we think about a year ago when we were first thinking about this show, you and I would be talking, and I would keep going to you and saying, "You sure you want me for this?" And going, this could be really fun. Let's give it a try. And now look at us. We're ending up our first season, and
season 2.
Yeah, season 2's coming. So y'all keep an eye out for that. And there goes my Texas slang.
Y'all.
I worked so hard to watch that. But yeah, and I have to say, to me, the highlight of this show is beyond, the great guests that we have every week, and, that we try to bring new content, even if it is the same guest. We try and keep it, fresh and new stuff.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, we just have fun.
Yeah.
We're unscripted. We don't plan the episodes as to what we're going to talk about. So it's all free-formed. And we just have such fun with it that I think that's why we have such fun, and why season 2 is going to be so much more interesting, because as much as y'all enjoy Kell and I on this show, there are a couple of changes coming. But we think you're going to enjoy them.
Yeah. I just want to say something about the first couple of shows. When he says that we're not scripted, I think the first show with Andy Decodes was sort of scripted by the list of questions I had written down, but then I realised that his line of expertise was not in what I was writing down, so I just had to throw it away and just come up with some new questions. So
yeah, Andy's good at that. So am I. I remember on one of the episodes where it was you and I, and you were like asking questions, and you're like, "Oh, okay." It was like I could see you being like, "Okay, now we're going off script." She's left the questions behind.
Yeah. Yep. So that's why we're totally. I think we'll have more fun this way, like just being ourselves and asking what we think. I mean, it helps when there's people in the chat and asking questions and stuff like that.
Oh,
Especially when your mind goes blank, and you're like, "Oh my god, what can I ask next?" So it's good, always good to have the amazing people that we've had in on our chats. The questions that they've asked and stuff.
We would not be where we are now if it wasn't for our supporters in the chat rooms and viewers. So we do greatly appreciate you all, and we sing your praises as often as we can. But with that being said, yes, that was one of my fun things to teach you and Matt was the art of conversational interviewing, where you let the conversation lead the questions and don't focus on the questions.
That can actually get you into trouble a little bit, I think, because obviously, if I don't know the way some people's minds work.
It can, but with me having a theater background, so like we call it improv, where you just run with it until time's up. I'm like, that was my favorite form of theater was improv, where somebody gives you a topic, you start with the topic, but like 2 minutes into the topic, somebody can jump in and say, okay, now we're on to this topic. And you just have to switch gears real quick and flow with it and run with it. And so I think that's why I can do conversational so much easier, is because my mind's already geared up to the, okay, we got to jump to keep up.
See, you learn something new every day. I did not know that you'd done theater.
Oh, yeah. I did theater from elementary school to my first year in college.
Wow, that's impressive. So why aren't you in show business? Well, technically you are, but why aren't you not like on TV or something instead of doing this?
I opted not to go on TV and didn't pursue it because one of the things that ironically I struggle with is memorizing lines. Like when stuff is scripted, it's like my mind, I cannot create a conversation with somebody else's words. I struggle so much with that. And so it's like, that's why I always loved improv more than doing plays, is because I can make up my own lines, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't.
Yeah. Well, like I say, you learn something new every day.
Yeah. That, and it kept my face from hitting the floor. Just oh wait, we have a question in the thing. Oh, I was just meaning that I didn't go blank and just fall flat to do comedy to get laughs.
I thought you were talking about like face planting.
No.
That's just me.
Matt is asking in the chat group. It says, question for the host. Oh, I can put it up on screen. What am I doing? What has been your most prolific paranormal experience so far? Well, that depends. What do we, and what reference terms are we talking, Matt?
Yeah, Matt.
That's a
in the other room chuckling.
That question can go several different ways.
He says, which one stood out the most?
But that's what I mean, because it's like for apparitions, there's one. For disembodied voices, there's one. For catching an EVP, there's one. And so it's like, that's what I mean. Which paranormal experience are you looking at? Because, yeah, I'm sure you have a long list too, depending on how you look at what was caught.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, best apparition I've ever seen had to be the one I seen in me tattoo studio. That was just, I thought he was man, he just evaporated. And I freaked out, thought I was going crazy. But before that, the music, I had my music on my BlackBerry phone, and it was keep going staticky and going off. And I'm thinking, what the hell's going on with this? Going back over, switching it off, switching it on, and it would do the same thing. And then that's when I turned around, seen the guy in the doorway, and like I say, oh God, I thought I'd lost my mind. Oh, freaked out completely. But that's got to be the worst one I've seen.
Yeah, she was sporting a BlackBerry.
That was a long time ago, many years ago.
I know, that's what I mean. It's like, wow, sporting a BlackBerry. So for me, would be at a haunted location in Mineral Wells. It was our first night in the crematorium, where the hospital would burn the bodies, and so the ovens were there, and with a guest investigator who is leading everyone through a guided meditation, and all of a sudden I see this person running by that looks like they're wearing a white coat, and I'm thinking, and I'm standing, and I'm like, I'm not near the door. How can I get to the door to stop this person from coming in? Or how do I, tell this person to be quiet without interrupting everybody? Then to realize I could not see outside because stuff was blocking the windows, that the apparition was inside, already in the room, and was running outside of the room. And whoever this person was never got, once I seen them and blinked, they were gone.
Wow.
That was my first time seeing an apparition like that.
That's pretty scary. Wow.
Yeah, my scariest apparition, though, would have been when I was in France at Rennes-le-Château around midnight. What else are you going to do when you're in France? But, yeah, I was walking through, and I seen this lady in white float across the pathway, literally float, not walk, floated into the Tour Magdala. And I'm thinking, okay, this is interesting. Made eye contact with her. Next day, we go to a Cathar castle, and wouldn't you know it, on this board, in American and French, tells the story of a woman in white who is an omen of death. And I'm sitting here thinking, great, I've been marked for death. And I have not told this story until probably a year ago, and it's been like probably 8 years since I've been there, because I was so.
You then?
I was thinking I'm marked for death, and I'm like, I'm not telling anybody I have this mark because I don't want anyone doing anything foolish to try and save me. I'm like, I couldn't have that on my conscience, so I was like, I'll just handle it on my own. And I'm like, I figured time has passed enough now that she's forgotten me and took the mark off.
I mean, she might be that old. She might have, like, obviously, like, memory problems and just forgot you off our list.
I'd like to think I'm not that forgettable, but, this moment I'm like, yes, please do forget me.
I've just noticed something as well. Obviously, under my name down here, it says guest co-host. I forgot to take it off because obviously I'm using Matt's equipment at the minute because I'm not at home. That's why I haven't got my magnificently clean kitchen around with at the minute.
Oh, if you want, I can fix that.
Yeah, that's okay. I just noticed noticed it there. I'm like, oh, no guess. Well, I may as well be a guest for how many shows I've done. Look at Michael's concentration face.
I know. It's so rare to see. Come on. Put it in. There we go.
Her Royal Majesty. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I've got to say, Michael is the best genealogist I've ever known in my life. Yeah, he's absolutely amazing. Like, obviously, gone back into my history, back to the 800s, my, like, obviously family tree. Past Robert the Bruce and all the Bruce families, back to Barcelona. And then France, it went to France after Barcelona, and then England, Scotland, Ireland, Princess of Ireland, actually.
So, I know, that's why I put Her Royal Majesty.
Yeah, exactly. But like I say, you're amazing at doing the genealogy. I couldn't have got back that far. I got back to the 1600s in one line. How many lines you done? Like, how many different parts of the family? It's like, it just boggles my mind. Trying to explain it to my daughter, like, obviously we've got these people in the family, these people in the family. My daughter's called Kirby. So I was like, oh, we've got people in the family called Kirby. And she's just totally bamboozled by it. So, yeah.
Well, the fun thing is doing genealogy is you start to realize that when people get married, they take on the husband's name and they lose the maiden name. And so people will record it under the married name. And so then they'll match up to somebody under the married name. And it's like, whoa, there was, I highly doubt inner family marriages at this level.
Wow.
So it's like, I will erase the last name until I find records of the actual maiden name to then run the line. But yeah, I came across that with my line, your line, Matt's line. I did for him. I was like, I started looking at it going, wait, why does this name look like so familiar? And I was like, because I just added it over here. Why? Oh, because I put the wrong last name.
Yeah, like I say, you're absolutely amazing at it. Keep doing it. You should do it, like, obviously as a professional. I'm sure loads of people would like to know, like, where the ancestors came from and stuff like that.
I could, but yeah, it takes time, and I'm just lucky that Ancestry.com has the records it has, and that I pay to have the access to Europe, because obviously if I'm tracing my family line, I gotta have Europe, because anything from 1600 on is U.S. But prior to 1600s, it's like, wait, I need Europe to tell me where they were, who they were. That's the fun thing that people don't realize is, yeah, it's a matter of colonial time versus American time, that I was finding like people were saying, oh yeah, I had, your grandfather was named such and such, and he was born in the United States of America. I was like, this is 1700s. There was no United States of America. And so I would be removing that off of all of my genealogy chart, because I was like, nope, until this year did not exist, I'm going to stay true to form.
So what year was America turned into the United States?
1776 was when we declared our independence, and about 1780, I believe, is when it was ratified and truly acknowledged as the United States.
So not really that long ago then, just a couple of 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I don't blame you.
And I still run across people from your side of the pond that will call us colonials, and I'm like, we're not colonials, people. We did win the war, although I don't know, some part of what I'm reading now, starting to get into, is asking the question, did we really win the war? Because there was the War of 1812 where England pretty much smacked us down hard. And it's like, yeah, did we really win our independence? But yeah, I will still say we are the United States of America.
Cool. It's pretty cool.
And the fun fact is, I know I'm going to take heat for this comment, but I love when everybody says America's a standing example of democracy, because we're not. We are a democratic republic. We are not a democracy. And so, I'm sorry, everyone. It's a true fact. We are not a democracy in America. We are a democratic republic.
Right. That's without getting into politics.
Yeah, that's as much into politics as I'm getting.
Because we don't need to get banned.
I already got banned once.
I know you can't
get banned from another platform.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So just I think there's a few other people I think we should thank anyway for obviously this little journey that we've been on this year. First of all, I want to thank Stephen Woodard. Obviously, if it wasn't for him on the other show, getting us to do the other show, I probably wouldn't have been doing anything like this. So it's his fault, really. Anybody want to blame him? No. If it would, like I say, if it wasn't for him, I would never have gotten into doing anything like this. So I really, really do thank him. Everybody in both of the networks, all the networks actually, like obviously the Paralanx, Parapost, then we've got Jeff at eTalk TV. Everybody's just been amazing, like really brilliant. So like I say, this last year, it's like all down to everybody and people in the comments. Couldn't do it without them.
No, and we have been blessed to be on the networks that we're on. And that I will say, with the fun story about Jeff with eTalk was that he found me on another social media platform, and I was on the platform talking about how I do paranormal podcasting, and he messages me and says, "Do you want to be on our network?" And then after going through and talking with them about everything, he laughs and goes, I probably should have checked out your show before I offered you a spot on a network. And I was like, yeah, probably. But we're here now.
Yeah, can't get rid of her now. We're just getting another question. Matt again. Do you think that the guiding star on the night that Jesus was born may have been a UFO? So you think Jesus may be an alien hybrid implanted into the Virgin Mary?
Actually, I can say no to the UFO because there is a natural phenomenon that forms the guiding star. It's when I believe it was 4 planets aligned. It creates this bright hue. We recently had it. Right. Actually, this year we had the Star of Bethlehem reappear, and it's a cosmic alignment. And so UFO, I would say no. Now, as for Jesus being an alien hybrid, that is possible, actually.
Wow.
Because the story goes, Gabriel says to Mary, you're going to deliver this child who is of us into mankind. So that would make Jesus half human, half angelic alien being. So he would be a hybrid. Sorry, folks, it's biblical fact that says Gabriel said I'm going by your verbiage, people, so don't come after me and saying, where did you get this? It's in your book.
Well, if that's the case, I mean, I don't want to upset anybody here, but talking about Easter, how they say that Jesus died and then he rose, was it 3 days later, or?
Yes, it was 3 days after.
But does that technically mean because he died, he was actually a zombie? If somebody raises from the dead?
No, and interesting you say this because I had just done a show with George Mitrovic, who we should have on this show. He's in Australia.
Yeah.
But he points out that if in natural harmonics there's a sine wave, that if and this sine wave hits a point just the perfect moment, it can create a portal-like effect to where you can see the past, present, or future, and you can travel through it. And so I proposed to him, because a lot of these incidents occurs in caves, that since Jesus was put inside of a rock face with a door over it, hence by definition could be called a cave, could his resurrection story be that he walked through the portal and that's why he was seen outside without the door opening? And he said, yes, that is very likely. Now, do we know that for a fact? No. Is there evidence of it? No, but I will say this. If you are in your natural body and the body was gone from the cave, but the rock had not been moved, how else could he have gotten out of that cave then through a portal?
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Because he either portaled out or phased out, which by definition, phasing out would be same principle as a portal. So any way you twist it, portal seems to be the most logical explanation of how that could have happened. And without being there and witnessing it, you know, who's to say someone didn't sneak in, open the door because the guards were asleep on duty, which does happen, even though it is punishable by death in this time, but it does happen. You know, there's so many possibilities, but that we can't rule anything out. But sometimes it's like Murphy's Law. The easiest explanation may be the right one.
Yeah. I think I need a portal to get us out of bed in the morning and get to the kitchen, make the coffee.
You know, and could you imagine what our days would be like if we could portal to places?
Oh my God, it would be amazing.
Be like, oh, I'll be there. Oh, I'm already here.
Michael, I'm coming over for a coffee. Yeah.
Be knocking at the door. Michael, you said coffee 2 minutes ago. I came all the way from England for this coffee.
All the way from England, instantaneously. Matt says, did Michael believe in the second coming?
Do I believe in the second coming, meaning Christ returning to earth? I'd say he probably has several times, just in different forms or ways.
Well, is that just like the try out the different cultures, or for Indian food, or, you know, like just trying out different stuff? Or do you think you come back for a purpose?
I wonder that sometimes, going, you know, looking at the way the world is now.
I've just heard a voice from in there going, no, he came back to watch Paranormal Versus.
Hey, you know, sometimes cable doesn't get that far, so you need to come to watch.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. But in all seriousness, the second coming, I feel like looking at if I put myself in Jesus's shoes and said, I came to deliver this message, and I look down and I'm like, look at what they did to my message. Would I come back? Probably not, because it would be one, they probably would deny him and fillet him alive because they're like, no, there's no way you could be him. They won't believe it. And two, it's like, with all the corruption that happened from his first coming, it's like, yeah, there would have to be 2 or 3 comings to try and clean up the mess from that one. So why bother?
Yeah. So do you believe in, like, obviously everything that was said in the Bible then? Without getting too much into religion?
No, I don't, because so this is the curse of being a history major. The first written account of a book from the Bible is 30 years after the death of Jesus. And so my mind looks at, it was all oral story until someone wrote it down.
Yeah.
Well, oral stories are great and people are trained to tell the story. However, with that being said, every storyteller puts their own little twist, slight little change to the story to make meaning to the new group of people that they're sharing the story with. And I also look at the game Telephone. We all played in school. I don't know if you guys had that game where you sit in a circle and the first person whispers a message to the ear of the person next to them.
Chinese whispers,
and it goes around the circle, and the last person goes, "This is what you said," and you're like, "No way near what I said."
Yeah.
And I'm like, if we can't manage in a small group of, say, 10 people to get a message orally from first to the 10th person, how can a book 30 years later be accurate to it? Now, does that mean some of the events are null and voided? No, I'm sure they did happen. But the meaning or why they happened has probably been altered. And who was involved has probably been altered, because it's now, I say this in all kindness of religion, in the Bible, Mary Magdalene is the most misrepresented person in the Bible. She was an apostle. She was the first apostle. She went everywhere Jesus went. She was there. They stoned her. They called her names, and yet so to put into context, Hebrew law is if someone washes your feet with their hair, they have to be married to you. Right. That is not something that just happens.
Yeah.
So when they say Mary Magdalene washed Jesus's hair, his feet with her hair, they totally messed that up, because that says that's his wife.
Yeah. I just hope that Matt doesn't get the wrong idea and thinks that I've got to do that to him when we get married.
Oh, it gets better. She is the one who anoints Jesus with the oils. Only a loved one could do that. Not just anybody can come up and do everything. And the fact that they call Jesus a rabbi means under Hebrew law, he has to be married. So who did he marry? Well, who's the one woman that's in every story, every sighting of Jesus? Mary Magdalene.
Yeah.
So it's like they had to have been married.
Yeah.
And so that's where, and the reason I say is such a travesty is because they are just now admitting that, yes, she was not the prostitute that they painted her out to be, and that they misrepresented her, because in reality, I hate to tell you folks, but when Jesus started Christianity, it was a matriarchal religion. Then later, they learned they can't control people under the matriarchal system, so they changed it, changed the stories, changed all the leading women except Mary, the Mother Mary I'm referring to, their roles, and it became a patriarchal system after the Council of Nicaea, where books were removed. So the Bible is not the original Bible. It's had pieces removed because the church felt they didn't serve their purpose.
Yeah.
And they're in the Vatican archives. Hate to tell you people, but this is known fact. And so, yeah, it's just astonishing to me how so many people say this is the word of, and it's like, it's not the word of, because too much time had passed. So is it a great book that has great lessons in it? Yes. But is it historical fact? No.
That's a good history lesson anyway.
Much more than you asked for, I know.
It's interesting though, you know. When I mean, as far as I looked into it a few years ago, and I did try and speak to a few priests years and years ago about it, or vicars or whatever they were, and they basically told us to go away because of the questions I was asking them. And I watched, like, obviously the Da Vinci Code, read the book, and thought I was an expert. So, but like I say, when I tried to actually ask the people who supposedly knew, they just sent us away. They didn't want to know, didn't want to answer any questions. So
yeah,
it makes more sense that way. So anyway, we've only got, like, I would say about 10 more minutes till the end of the show. So
13, yeah.
Well, it would take a couple of seconds. What do you want to do? Do you want to do some Christmas trivia, or?
Yeah, let's see what we do know about Christmas, because I just wrote an article about Christmas. So let's see how I do. And let's see how you do, Kell.
What are you on about? I know everything about Christmas.
Okay, let's have a look.
You want to come around this way?
Am I going to be on camera?
Come on.
Why not, Matt? You're on camera all the time.
We forgot to thank Matt for stepping in for me when I wasn't very well, and yeah, he's going to be
also for our intro and outro.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
No problem.
And
you might want to scoot down, Matt, because now you're just a neck.
There's a show over there.
What?
There's a show over there.
Oh, it's too far away. I'll just crouch. Here we go.
Right.
Right. Okay, so here we go. Christmas quiz. Is everybody ready?
Yep.
Right then. Okay.
First to put the hands up.
First to put their hands up. What was the name of the snowman in the Disney movie Frozen?
I got there first. Olaf.
Yep.
Yes. Well done, Kell. Okay, here's another one. True or false? There were 3 towns, cities in the United States named Santa Claus.
I think that's true. I do know there's one in Arizona. Arizona. I can't remember where the other 2 were though. I'm sure it's 3. Yeah. I'd say yeah. True.
There is 3. Can you name them?
No, I just know there's one in Arizona.
Yeah, there's one in Arizona. There's one in Indiana. And there's one in Georgia.
Wow. Why in Georgia? I don't even think Georgia.
You're American, Michael. How come you don't know this? That's your question.
Okay, question number 3. The lyrics "Holidays Are Coming," features in Christmas adverts for which famous drinks company? And I hope we're not going to get
Coca-Cola.
Any strikes for this one?
I hope not. Well,
Yeah.
he can't be blocked off Facebook again, can he?
No. You're right, it is. It's the
Coca-Cola.
Yep.
Right, go on. Sorry.
Wow. That one, I did not know that one.
with the famous truck.
Unless they don't have it in America. The famous like lit up truck that goes around.
I've seen it on commercials, but I didn't realize there was like a song attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is.
Okay, so here we go. Question 4. In which country is Father Christmas or Santa Claus known as... Oh, I can't read this. That's a German word. Oh, God. Yeah, you're right. So I'm just giving the answer away.
Oh my God.
I can't even pronounce it, so yeah.
Yeah, we can't count that one if it can't be pronounced. But wow, I'm finding I am really bad at this. I've known one.
Come on then.
Okay, question number 5. Which 4-letter word is an abbreviation of the word Christmas?
Oh, I know this.
Go on then, I'll let you go.
Xmas.
That's right. And a lot of religious people don't like the use of that word. Really what the X represents.
What does it represent?
Well, it's supposed to represent the cross that Christ died on.
All right.
So it's a bit tongue-in-cheek. Okay, question number 6. Where does Santa live?
Ooh, I know.
Yeah, go for it, Michael.
North Pole.
Yes, he does. Well done. Okay.
I was going to say Lapland for some reason.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
Lapland.
Out.
It's the dog.
Get out.
Oh, she's trying to get rid of the dog.
Get out. Move.
She wants to know what's going
Stand
on.
and look, mirrors. Right, go on. Next one.
Next one, true or false? In Japan, millions of people eat KFC for their main Christmas meal.
It's so out there.
True.
Yeah, I would say true.
It is true. You're both right. Well done.
He's like a proper game show host, isn't he?
Santa Claus is also known as Saint who?
St. Nicholas.
Nicholas.
Yes. Well done. Okay, true or false? As a family tradition in Sweden, millions of people settle down on Christmas Eve to watch Donald Duck.
I would say it's true.
I think it is true.
It is true. Well done. Okay. Tradition has it that in order to bring good luck, people should do what on each of the 12 days of Christmas? A, eat a mince pie. B, open a present. Or C, pull a cracker.
Eat a mince pie?
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually
Really?
Right. Eat a mince pie.
I just guessed.
Oh my gosh. I was going to say with the cracker or a gift.
You'd think, wouldn't you? Okay, next question. Here we go. What is the name of the lead character in the movie Elf? Is it A, Ronald the Reindeer, B, Elfie the Elf, or C, Buddy the Elf?
Oh, Buddy.
Buddy.
Yes, well done.
I was thinking Buddy, but then I was like, I never watched the movie, so I was going to wait and see if that was an option.
Yeah, good answer. Next question. How many points does a snowflake have?
6.
6.
Yes, well done. And the next question. In The Simpsons, who or what is called Santa's little helper?
The dog.
The dog.
The dog.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Well done. And the next question is, what is the name of the evergreen plant that's traditional to kiss under?
Mistletoe.
Mistletoe.
Yes, well done.
So you know a lot by Christmas.
Doing really well. And the next
And
one.
mistletoe is most commonly found, I believe, in the UK.
Yeah. In trees, in bunches, high up in trees. Yeah.
Huh.
Oak trees normally.
It's actually a parasitic plant.
Yeah,
If
it is.
Is that
remember
the
right.
one that comes in like little balls? On
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always wondered what that was.
Yep.
Learn something new every day.
You do. Okay, what might a naughty child find in their stocking on
Coal.
Christmas morning?
Cool.
Coal. Well done. Yeah. And the next question. What is the name of the 25 days leading up to Christmas?
Advent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Advent.
Well done. Well done. Now, this may be more of an English question, but who knows? It may be the same in the States. What is lucky to find in your Christmas pudding?
I know this one. I mean, then I used to put them in.
Christmas pudding. I don't even think we have Christmas pudding here in the States.
You don't have Christmas pudding? Really?
Figgy pudding? Is that an American
Oh,
term?
figgy? Oh, okay. So figgy, that would be figs.
Yeah.
No. Yeah,
Well,
it's
yeah,
figs, but that's
yeah.
not what you would find in it. Over here, you put a silver sixpence.
Yes.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't have sixpences anymore. That was just a thing years ago.
Very long, long.
Yeah, we probably don't. Yeah, I don't think we follow that tradition here.
Okay, so that's more of an English question then. Next question. Who were the first people to visit baby Jesus?
The
A,
three wise men.
shepherds, 3 kings, or the 3 queens?
Three queens.
The wise men aren't on the list, actually.
Huh?
The wise men aren't on the list.
The three kings.
The three kings were the three
Just
wise
the 3
men.
kings, 3 wise men, yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Which reindeer is said to be the most famous reindeer of them all?
Rudolph.
Yeah.
Yes. And the last question. Which popular Christmas movie is about a young boy who takes a train ride to the North Pole?
Oh,
Polar Express.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what he said.
Well done, Michael.
I like that answer, Kell. Yeah, what he said.
And that's it. That's the end of our Christmas quiz.
Wow, I think we did really well.
I
Yeah.
think you both did very well.
I think I did amazingly considering I printed them out.
And you knew all the answers.
Yeah.
And she still got some of them wrong, though.
Yeah, that was for entertainment purposes only. No, I did forget a couple, so I've got a bad memory.
No, but so I have an interesting one for you guys.
Come on.
Are you, and Matt, you can do this one too.
Okay.
Do you know who and why there was a second version of Santa Claus in Europe
Oh.
that came and his image has been altered, but to reference the dark side, but he's not.
Yeah, is that Krampus?
It is.
Well done. I didn't know that.
Did you not?
No.
Huh.
You
I know something anyway.
do.
So Krampus was originally designed to be the Santa Claus that would remind you if you're naughty to be good. That was his role. He was not, and that parents would say, yeah, if you're bad, Krampus will take you and you'll learn your lesson, and then they don't tell you that he'd come back anymore. Now they just say he will steal the kids, and so the kids were made to fear Krampus and be good. So he was like the version of Santa Claus that was designed to take the naughty child and make him good.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen like images of him taking away children. Not nice. Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
It certainly is.
Yeah. So can you name all the reindeer?
Oh, I used to. Oh.
Dancer, Donald.
Donald?
Dancer, Prancer.
Prancer, Blitzen.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Donald. On Donald, let's go.
Blitzen. Rudolph.
Honor, Blitzen,
Russia.
Cupid, Vixen, Dasher, Prancer. Oh, I think I just named them all.
I think you have.
How about Rudolph?
Rudolph was the seventh one with his nose so bright.
Oh, okay.
The red-nosed reindeer.
Still didn't mention Donald. Bye, Donald.
But, so here's one for you guys, though, too. In other nations, there are two animals that are associated with Christmas. Can you name them?
Turkey and a goose.
Uh-uh.
The ones you
Polar
eat.
bear, penguin.
No. It's a donkey and a frog.
Ah, the donkey makes sense.
Italy has the Christmas donkey, and I
Oh.
forget who has the Christmas frog. But I came across it recently when I was looking at something. I was like, Christmas frog? What?
I would say, like, obviously, the Brazilian rainforest. Where's the most wet?
The ocean.
Well, no, I don't think frogs live there. Florida. They've got a lot of frogs down there, haven't they? Michael's concentration face.
Oh, that's because I'm looking it up to see if I can find it real quick, where it comes from. And
I hope you know names.
It is.
what does the Christmas frog symbolize? Good fortune.
Oh.
Wow.
Does it tell you which country?
I'm trying
China.
to see.
Would it be China? Do they believe in Christmas in China?
I don't know.
German folklore.
German?
Yep.
Oh. Wow.
And it's historically associated with the solstice in Europe and Native American cultures.
Wow.
This may have inspired the use of frogs in Christmas traditions. So So there you go, folks.
Yeah.
Some good information.
There's reindeer, snowmen, there's elves, frogs now, and donkeys.
I forgot about snowmen, actually. Well, they're not even mythological, they're just make-believe, aren't they?
How can you forget about Frosty?
Frosty the Snowman.
True. Not worth it the night I told you, my brain's just mush.
So I know Matt knows this, but Kell, what made Frosty come to life?
Magic hat?
It was.
Wow, I got that right. That was a guess.
That's a good guess.
It was. They said there must have been some magic in that old silk hat. Or when they placed it upon his head, he came to life.
Didn't know that. But I must have somewhere.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. Well, anyway, it's now time to end the show. So unfortunately, Kathrine couldn't make it, and we'll wish her well whatever she's doing. And just to thank him again for stepping in for us all this year.
You're welcome.
Started off the year being one of my biggest fans.
I did. Very true.
And he's going to start, midway next year, being a lifelong fan. So,
exactly.
fun and games.
Yeah.
So won't bore you with wedding stuff anymore. But yeah, and thank you, Michael. You've been absolutely amazing. It's like I couldn't have asked for a better co-host.
Well, thank you. I feel the same way. And I am so glad we took this journey and that we are on Thursday, January 4th at 1:30 my time, 7:30 your time. We'll be back with season 2.
Wow.
Yay.
Exciting.
I can't believe anybody actually watches that.
Oh, they do.
Yeah. But like if it wasn't for the people watching, well, we wouldn't be able to like obviously have any show really. So well, we could just talk amongst ourselves and the guests. So yeah, it's been a good one. And I'm looking forward to all the little changes that we're gonna have next year.
Yeah.
Yep. So the spoiler we'll give you is make sure you watch Thursday, January 4th to start to see the new changes and see what you think.
And that doesn't mean I'm dyeing my hair.
I might.
Well, you might.
Yeah, me too.
You're going to start with a wig on, yeah.
Now you're giving me ideas. Yeah, we could do that, couldn't we?
But I just want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, or if you don't celebrate Christmas, Merry Grinchmas, and have a great New Year. And we will be back, as Michael said, on the 4th of January. And I can't wait. I started season 2 is going to be absolutely epic. We've got some amazing people lined up already. So I'm sure we'll see you there. And I'll let Michael have the last say for once.
For once. So, as Kell said, you know, it is the Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa season. So, everybody make this a joyous holiday, whichever one you celebrate. Enjoy with family. Enjoy your loved ones. Enjoy the peace of the season and take a break from the chaos of the world for a little while and make it a blessed holiday season. And we will see you in the new year.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry
Goodbye.
Christmas. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.